Greetings. This is Skyler Saunders seeing what's current. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. First to fight for right and freedom and to keep our honor clean, we are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. That is the Marine Corps hymn. It is known by every Marine, no matter if it's a reservist, active duty, retired, enlisted officer. And just coming off the heels of the Memorial Day weekend, we have two Marines off duty who were assaulted by a mob of 40 people. 9 individuals are being charged formally with the melee. Whoever else was involved got off on those charges. So this happened in San Clemente, California. Now you can call these Marines, who are most likely from San Diego, Hollywood Marines, but they were far from Hollywood. I mean that literally and figuratively. Hollywood would have had them with chokeholds and slams and punches and kicks, and they would have defeated 40 people just like that. They would have manhandled all their attackers and been able to make them conquered. They would have been more than conquerors. Instead, in reality, and what actually took place was that these two Marines curled up in the fetal position. Now you may laugh and you may chuckle, but I would ask you, what would you do in that situation when there's 30 to 40 people pouncing and pounding on you, kicking you, stomping you? These two Marines didn't have a chance. It doesn't matter what Marine Corps martial arts program, different maneuvers and different strikes that they could have had against them. Against 30 to 40 people, two Marines? It's disgusting. Anybody right now would say, yeah, oh man, if I had it in there, if I was in there, man, I would have took them out with 2 blows to the face, a gut chuck and a slap across the face and a chop to the neck. That's what they would have said. That's what most people would say, Marine or not. But these Marines were smart. They were intelligent. They said they used what referees tell boxers all the time, and that is protect yourself at all times. So in the fetal position, they were able to protect their vital organs, to protect their head and face. They were able to do that, and that's commendable. No, they weren't, the conquering heroes that defeated 30 to 40 people in a row just off top. That didn't happen. That was a difference. That's what did not happen. Should have been a wake-up call for a lot of people. That should have been a wake-up call for anyone who has a Marine in their family or knows Marines. If you don't know a Marine, you know me. I'm a Marine. And I saw this story and I was like, wow, that's really disgusting. And what did they do? And I want to say, oh yeah, they fought back, right? Yeah. They showed how Marines do. We've never backed down. No, we're always in a fight. We know we're the best fighters in the world. We're also the smartest fighters in the world. We know when we're outgunned and when we're outmatched. We know that. That's the difference between some of the other services in the Marine Corps, is that we have lower body counts on our side because of our training, because of what we do in San Diego and Paris Island. That carries with us, and amongst our further training, MCT and SOI and MOS school, and then when we get to the fleet, we should know better. And these two Marines knew better. They did the right thing in my book. I don't care what no one says. They did everything correct. They could have been killed. They could have been put in the hospital. Guess what? Not a single person was sent to the hospital, either on the attacker side or those who were being assaulted. Those two Marines didn't even receive any serious injuries because they were smart. They said, we can't do this. We can't be like, Steven Seagal or somebody, Chuck Norris, or some of these guys. It's not gonna happen. Jet Li, Jackie Chan. You can get cute all you want with some Bruce Lee stuff, but the real fighters know when it's time to just protect yourself. And that's exactly what they did. Can you blame them? There were 40 against 2. 40 on 2. It just started with a simple confrontation over fireworks. And it escalated that quickly. It grew into something very ugly and vicious. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. It's so crucial to this point that United States Marines are the best trained, even if we're not fighting. And that seems ironic because we're the most fightingest, toughest, baddest MFers on the planet. But we know what time it is, too. We know when it is time to protect yourself at all times. Every time. Protect yourself at all times. You can get into a scuffle, hand fight, fist to fist, cuff to cuff, bing, bang, boom, slinging them elbows. If you want, you might knock down 22, but guess what? You got 18 more coming at you. And if they split it, what if they split it? Oh, all right, I'll get 20, you get 20. That doesn't even make any sense. That's completely senseless. It makes no sense. Put a 1 up in the live chat if you're for the Marines that were in the fetal position. Let me know if they were right or wrong, what they should have done or what they could have done. I think they were right. I think they had everything in their power to say and do what they did. I think they just kept their mouth shut, curled up in that ball, and allowed fists to stop them, but they didn't have any power because they were weak civilians. And they got off with their lives and their dignity intact. Because that's what it was. That was their own dignified stance. To not stand and fight. Just curl up in a ball. Just go to the fetal position. Do what you got to do. That's the key to this. If you haven't noticed yet. I mean, they have news, channels and reports that are blocking out people's faces. I guess they were minors. I think all 9 of the teens, were under 18. And they tried to attack grown men who happened to be Marines who did the right thing. In my book, they certainly did the right thing. There was no equivocation there. There was no middle ground. There was no, oh, well, if they had the chance, they probably would have, been able to fight. And no. 40 people? Kidding me? It's ridiculous. And that goes to even within the Marines, we say, "Oh, San Diego is not that hard. Oh, they just have the Reaper. That's it. Oh, who cares? They're Hollywood Marines." And it's so funny because, ironically, Hollywood is miles away from Los Angeles in California, and in actual Hollywood Hills. Secondly, they train just as hard, if not harder, than Paris Island Marines, probably to compensate from that idea in the first place. And when you get to the fleet, they don't wear Hollywood Marines above Hollywood, U.S. Marines. It just says U.S. Marines and their name on the other side. So I say salute to these two brave, courageous young Marines who took it upon themselves to protect themselves, to be selfish. That was a selfish move, and they should be congratulated for that. That was very selfish of them to protect themselves. They weren't guarding a nation. They weren't guarding, the buddy down the block. They're guarding themselves, as they should, at all times. It's just that simple. And that's the thing too. And you get in Hollywood, you get the idea of Marines, like I was saying earlier, being like Jackie Chan and Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal. Like you can take out 40 people with a few windmill kicks and forearm smashes. It's not the case in reality. That's all founded on Hollywood. That's in a script. When you're in real life, it's a totally different situation. You're ready to rumble. You got to be able to withstand 40 plus people. Couldn't even be more. That's the reality of it. It's not Hollywood. They're not Hollywood Marines. They're just Marines. Basically trained Marines, most likely. They didn't give away the information. I didn't see it. I didn't look too far, into it. You can reprimand me in the comment section, of course. I appreciate that. I see I have 3 viewers. That number needs to be 300 viewers. I'm walking here. I'm not crawling anymore. I'm walking. It's a real case. It's a real case. If they had the opportunity, that's what I'm saying. Salute to Christopher Perkins. He's in the live chat. He says non-Marines can't beat up a crowd. But I want to make sure I'm certain. It was 9 people who were assaulting 2 Marines. That's what happened. It's 2 Marines that were being assaulted by 9 Marines. They're being charged with felonies. Salute to you, Christopher Perkins. But I just wanted to make that clear in case I said it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was that. Let me make that clear. It was 2 Marines versus 40 Marines. Okay? So that's where it stops. That's where you have to stop it. So you're not going to fight 40 Marines, and you're just 2 Marines. That's just not going to happen. I just want to make that super clear. 2 Marines versus 40 civilian bystanders or assault or attackers. I I appreciate Christopher Perkins for chat, timing in. But we need to get that goal ready. I have a new goal for today. It's $100. $100. Chip in. Do whatever you can. Dig deep into those digital pocketbooks, and so you can get this quality news. I'm not even going to say black news. It's just news because it deals with a whole lot more. But I appreciate every single dollar I get. I've gotten already a few dollars, and I'm looking for more. But like I said, that number says 4 right now, and the likes say 2. It needs to say 400 and 200. And that Christopher Perkins always the one. He says it. Keep doing real black media news work. Yeah, I salute you. Salute. But no, I have to say, I can't remember the other bars to the hymn. It's sketchy now. I just know the first few bars. I know the ending. If the Army and the Navy ever looked on heaven seen, they would find the streets are guarded by the United States Marines. That's all I have. I can't remember. Little bits, little pieces. Um, I can't remember it all. Honestly, I just know the first few bars and the first verse from it. But it's a beautiful hymn. It's based off of I think a French opera or something like that. Surprise, surprise, somehow. But no, they did this country proud. They deserve some kind of civilian award or something like that. They if they want to go to that level, they can say they protected each other because they were almost on top of each other, and that made it possible for them to be subjected to the same punishment as a team. They weren't isolated. They weren't in totally different locations. If they were in totally different locations, they probably would have been a worse situation. Salute to Ricardo Emmanuel. Okay, he's getting real, shady. Little, he's getting real colorful right now. Hit that donate button, sir. I appreciate you. But these Marines, they exhibited the highest order of excellence and reflected on themselves and the Marine Corps and the United States of America what it means to be in a position like they were in. Christopher Perkins says the people that hit them committed a federal crime. Yes, they're felonies. Yeah, they're government property. It's true. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. There's no denying that. That's a whole fact. I was once government property. I technically still am. I get paid by the federal government. I guess they see me as, a unit to be used. Fabulous said it long ago, a few decades ago. If you can't be used, then maybe you're useless. I'm being used, and I'm enjoying every penny I get. It's great. It's a beautiful situation that I'm in. I mean, even these two Marines, I'm so glad they were not severely hurt. They didn't have to go to the hospital. That's how smart they were. That is exactly how smart they were. They really showed themselves to be approved. They showed themselves to be worthy of the title United States Marine because they used their mind. They thought. That's one of the few things that, is drilled into us. Our history, where we come from, and how to think in a combat situation or a situation that's precarious or, could be vicious. That's where we get that from. as Marines. We're trained to fight. I know that is a maxim. I can say that off the hand. Born to fight, trained to kill, ready to die, never will. That is just a beautiful maxim that's been passed down through the ages because it's so true. It's like nerd, N-E-R-D. No one ever really dies. You don't die when you're a Marine. You may get killed, but you're not going to be dead. Your spirit will live on. And I'm not talking about in a mystical sense. I'm talking about your memory, who you were, what you were, all of that will continue on. I'm not talking about souls going into heaven or going down to hell or going up to hell and down to heaven. What difference does it make? It's fantasy anyway. But that's where we are right now. I haven't seen the comments. I'm gonna check the comments really quick, see what people are getting a feel for this. All right, I'm not seeing comments. I'm seeing a little bit extra to the story though, and it's showing a lot about cameras and their phone. You know, the camera flashes and the lights. The police, the officers said that they had the main perpetrators, the main people that were fighting and being brutes and complete and utter trash. They received some scuffs, and some bruises, a few cuts, but that's about it. That's all they could do because they were very intelligent. Salute to Mo Dumpin. I think it's your first time here. Salute to you. Welcome to the party. We're just getting warmed up. Today's goal is $100. We're going to see if we can get there within the hour. Or I might go over. I might go over a few minutes. But I do appreciate everyone that has checked in already, has left, come back. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And it's not a blessing. It's something that's unfortunate to have. So, I am proud to be a Marine today. I'm proud that I call them brothers. This is a time where I call brothers and sisters. My own biological brothers and sisters, my brother and sisters, and my fellow Marines, and by extension, my fellow air armed forces, brothers and sisters in arms. I'm proud of my brothers. I'm proud of my Marine brothers for being able to know what the situation was. Because they weren't getting out of 40 people. I don't care. You can be cute as you want. You say all that hot, slick stuff. Say all of that. You're not getting out of 40 people. I don't care if you were trained by the Navy SEALs or the Marine Corps reconnaissance, or MARCSOC. Special Operations Command. I don't care if you're trained by Special Forces and you're a Green Beret in the Army. I don't care if you're in the Air Force Special Forces. I don't care if you're in the Space Guardians Special Forces, if they have them already. I don't even know if they have them or not. I don't care if you're in the Coast Guard or the Navy. Like I said, in the Navy. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Once you figure out that you have this amount of people on you and there's only one person there that's going to help you and protect you, go into that fetal position. Protect yourself at all times. Don't even kid around. Don't even think do not think it's a game. Do not think, well, I do have some McMap training and I can choke hold this one guy and then punch this other guy in the face and then stomp on another guy's face and then run and get another guy. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. You can see it's real. It sounds adorable. It's cute, but it's just not going to happen. You're not going to get to that level. This isn't a Marvel movie. They love to say about superheroes, though these are the real heroes. The ones that lie in the fetal position because that's the smartest thing to do. The ones that are United States Marines that are the roughest, toughest, baddest sons of you know what on the planet, and that will still be able to take an L. They took an L. They lost. They lost. It was an L on both of them, their parts. But just like so many boxers that take a knee, that's a smart thing to do. That's the intelligent thing to do. Take a knee. Be aware of your internal, injuries. And they didn't have any internal injuries because they were in the fetal position. They knew that for a fact that if they had gotten up, started something rough, they would have been beat down, they would have been kicked and punched and flopped and more. They may have had internal injuries on for that. And that would have been vicious and horrible. But they just got a few scratches, few, bruises, few cuts. Lived to see another day. They could be in a bed right now. They could be in a coma right now because of this. Instead, they get to see another day. They get to see another life. Another day of life. Because they thought. They used their ideas. They used their minds. They were selfish. They used reason, purpose, and selfishness. That's what they did. They used reason, purpose, and self-esteem. If you want to be a little bit lighter. That's like that's the light beer of words. Of selfishness is like the is a lager, is like a full stout or a whole beer. It's just a full beer. And the light beer is like saying self-esteem. Oh, they had self-esteem. But selfishness is the full beer. It's like the complete beer, unadulterated, all the way. So make sure you hit that like button. If you disagree with me, get in the comment section. If you think they should have fought off 40 people, which I don't, let me know. Get in your feelings. Feel some type of way. Make sure that you have enough wherewithal to contend with me, because I will fight back verbally. I could end your career. No, I'll just don't get your career ended. Just like Dame Dash used to say, don't get your career ended. No, it's just in all seriousness. Those two brothers, they're my brothers. I don't care if they're white, black, yellow, red, brown. They're my Marine brothers because we went through all kinds of hell, no matter who you were. Every Marine went through something that was beyond what they thought they could do and did it anyway. That's what it means to be a Marine. Okay, I will transition to something that was very similar to this situation. It's from, I'll give you my source. Main TV coming in. You are one of three right now, sir. You are one of three. It needs to be 103 or 300 or 3,000. Help me get to 300,000 viewers. I'm walking here. You're saying I should crawl, but I'm walking here. I'm a toddler right now. I'm walking all over the place. Once you saw me crawling with $3 and $5. So far, I've made $33 off of this. That I can count. I can count upwards of that, but the I'm sure are $33 and counting. And counting. All right. So similar story. What happens when you're pushed to that limit? Those Marines were pushed to a limit of trying to be something and someone and just have a good time. That's what mainly happens. Whenever you're having a good time, somebody's got to come along and ruin it. Okay, so this is, I'll give you, like I said, I'll give you the source from the last report. That's from the New York Post. That was the Marine Corps story. Now this is, and also NEAR or Near News, ABC3 out of Florida, I believe. Let me see. Near News. ABC. What is happening? What is wrong with these people? Yes, it's out of Pensacola. It was out of Pensacola. This story. Pensacola Beach Circle K clerk will not face charges for firing a group in viral video. Believe that, Playboy. Hit the dollar store for a new microwave. Holla at you. He said, are you saying you can't hear me, or am I too loud, or what's happening? What's going on? Right? Let me know, main TV. What's up with my mic? Hold on. Testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Is anybody else picking this up? I know there's only one other person in the room. Just let me know. Just let me know, because I see on my side that the microphone is working. If it's not working for you, please let me know. Send in comment, not just an emoji. I hate emojis. You can troll with me. You can troll me with emojis all you want. You're free to do that. I just hate them. I can't stand emojis. They're the worst thing that ever happened. GG. Okay, it's working. Your audio is fine. Deal Prince. Okay, I see you. Okay, respect to GG. Respect to all you out there. Respect to Gil Prince. All of you, respect that donate button. And look for Candace W. Candace W is a day one. She started from way back when I first started. If you can get her on the horn, that would be even better. Have a female presence amongst us. Can't just be a sausage party. Pause. And it's crucial. It is evident and it's significant that you hit that donate button. Okay, now I gotta launch into my second story, which is very similar to the first one. All right, you got a scene, right? This is the grand report. I just looking at the video. It just starts out with this teen. He's not wearing a shirt in a convenience store, and if we all know from being about this big, know it that as long as you can read, you saw no shirt, no shoes, no service. So I don't even know what the altercation was prior to that. It could have been because he wasn't wearing a shirt. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact that if you are in a store and you're not wearing a shirt, chances are you're going to have a bad day. Something's not going to go your way. You're either going to be asked to leave or you're going to get into a confrontation. Well, the latter happened. There was a confrontation. A store clerk was talking to this man without a shirt and also another man, and then another man comes in. They go back and forth. He's saying, oh, you want to? I'm just paraphrasing, like, oh, you want to start this? You want, he just wants to like go against him, and he's saying all these things to rile him, the clerk up. And, there's patrons and customers that are just watching this whole thing unfold. And the woman that's holding the camera, she sees that the clerk goes for a handgun, and he goes before then, the three people that were saying all these things to rile up the clerk had left the store. The clerk goes outside and he lets off 2 shots, like, play with me if you want. Now this could have all been a felony, brandishing a weapon and discharging it on public grounds or even private grounds, the store, whoever owned the store. But the clerk, and I'll quote, I'll try to see if I can get that quote going. Here's a quote from Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons. He released a statement yesterday saying the clerk will not face charges in the incident. He said this: based on that video review and information gathered at the scene, we will not be bringing charges against the clerk at this time. As many as 5 individuals were involved in a disturbance and continued walking in and out of the store, threatening the clerk. The clerk ultimately retrieved a handgun, walked outside the store, and fired 2 rounds. The individuals involved chose not to press charges, and there is nothing to discount the clerk's statement regarding what the 5 individuals were doing at the time he fired. He felt threatened by the collective actions both inside and outside the store. It just doesn't seem right to me to make the clerk a felon based upon these circumstances. Now that is heavy. Courtney W. is in the building. Somebody grabbed her. Thank you for doing that. She's a day one. She's much appreciated, as long as you are too. But I'm just saying, for a female, you have to respect the females, because I'm checking my analytics. My numbers have gone up for the different female groups, and I appreciate that fully. I do. I truly do. They're probably going to get they, them, and their non-binary. Sorry for laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying, next month is LGBTQ plus IAA 0123 month. You have to respect them. You have to respect their gangster. Respect their gangster. Because they said, I think it was in 2015, that they could get married. And everybody was applauding that. Yay, gay, yay, lesbian, woo, woo, everything. They can get married. That was great. Good, great. 2022? Nope. Can't have abortions federally. Sorry, breeders. That's us. That's heterosexual people. Sorry, breeders. Sorry, you can't go down that route. You got to go to another state. Sorry. Too bad, so sad. But getting back to this lecture at hand, I get sidetracked sometimes. Pardon me. Forgive me. Lord Father, forgive me. In the name of the blood, in the name of Jesus. I'm an atheist. But Gil Prince, bam. I hope you just heard what I said before then. The clerk the clerk should get a raise. He should. He really had enough. There goes that intelligence. Just like I was saying, I was trying to tie the Marine story to this story. This clerk, he could have been an ex-Marine. There's no ex-Marine. He could have been a Marine that's retired. There's no such thing as an ex-Marine unless you're like Lee Harvey Oswald or the guy the penny guy who choked the guy out on the train. Those are ex-Marines. He may have been a former Marine or a retired Marine. The better yet, I'm a retired Marine. But he did the right thing because he thought. He didn't rush over the counter and try to beat them up or fight them or anything. He said, you know what? I don't got all this time. I'm gonna get this pistol and I'm gonna shoot it in the air. Bang, bang. Let these kids know, what you gonna do? You're not gonna press charges because you probably got charges against you. You probably got warrants. I don't got time for that. You kidding me? This is not play time. This is work. I'm working here. You can come in without a shirt all you want. I came in with my shirt, collar and everything, black. I'm working. And you want to start some kind of little miscreant scuffle or some kind of going back and forth and one another, bang, 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 boo, talking all that good stuff. Well, then leave the store and see what happens when I come, when you leave. Bang, bang, 2 shots. That's 2 for you. I didn't hit any of you, but I'm just letting you know. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to do. Maybe that's still, a safety, issue. Firing shots in the air because those bullets got to come down sometime, and it could come down on a little kid's forehead. Maybe he shot into the ground. We don't know. We're only shown him grab the pistol, leave the store, and fire off 2 rounds. That's it. We don't get anything else. That's all we get. That's everything. Courtney W., you still in the building? You still going, girl? Waiting for your response. Remember, we've raised $0 out of $100 so far, so get ready for that. But if I could just tie the 2 incidents together, the Marines and the clerk, they thought the Marines were attacked, and there will be charges for at least 9 people. Underage, they will probably get, probation, community service, whatever, something like that, some kind of cute, nice little package. But the clerk, he was just as smart, knew the situation, read the assignment, knew exactly what to do. He was trained. He, just like the Marines, trained. Protect yourself at all times. That's what you're supposed to do. They didn't sacrifice. Damn sure didn't sacrifice. If they would have sacrificed, they would have got up into a spread eagle position and allowed the people to just, devour them. To just, completely just shut them down. Keep them in a bad spot. Keep them down completely. Without reserve or out regard. Same thing with the clerk. Clerk knew. He knew. He was trained. He said, you know what? There's going to come a day when somebody's going to test you, and you're going to have to be prepared. He didn't even shoot anybody. I know. Pause. Yeah. Pause. Hard pause, right? Pause. And then you redacted. What's going on? You're retracting your statements, Courtney. What's going on? That was good. That was funny. I had an opportunity to say pause right there. That was a big pause. Straight devour you. Yeah, that's a pause. But, it's... Everybody lived. That's what I like about both these stories. Everybody lived. They might have got some scratches. They might have got some bruises. They might have got bumped up a little bit. Might have got cut up a little bit. But everybody walked away alive. Everybody. Patrons, customers, clerk, Marines, bystanders, people in the crowd. Everybody. Oh, you don't want to be... Okay. With the emoji, I see. Okay. Very well. No, it's a serious topic, but I'm just saying how light it is. It's a serious topic to us. It's not that serious because nobody got killed and nobody got seriously hurt. The 2 Marines did not go to hospitals. Let me repeat that. The 2 Marines did not go to hospitals. They just left knowing that they had their own dignity and pride with them. They knew they had that with them. So anything, I got my notes right here. Bing, bang, boom. All of this to show that these Marines and this clerk should be lauded, applauded, and commended. They should be, boosted up. Should get some kind of civilian award. All three of them. Because they did the right thing to do. It may have been aggressive on the clerk side, but he had to be assertive. He had to be assertive. He had to be. He was being tested by these 5 people, these 5 boys, males, who wanted to test him. I see a lot of messages retracted. That's a sign. But remember, $0 of $100 has been raised so far. So hit that donate button. My Cash App is up there. I even put it up again. If Cash App isn't your thing, PayPal, we can do that too. Let me know. Let me know right now which one is better for you, Cash App or PayPal. Because I can do this for free, but I choose not to. I got to make a living. I got to make a killing. I know I'm going to get to the day where I get at least 300,000 viewers at one time. Maybe even 1 million. And I get to 1 billion views. I'm going to get to that day. If I can get to this point, I can much far surpass where I am right now. As long as I can give you these stories that happened in this country, this great, noble country. As long as I can do that, I would like, and I would ask, and I would not stop saying, hit the donate button. Cash App is available. PayPal is available. Let me do that right now. Because only 2 of y'all are watching right now. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it 100. 2 of y'all are watching right now. I was up to 4. They call it concurrent. Concurrent viewers are the highest amount of viewers you have at one point or another. And I've had the highest, I think, was 8. And the most likes, I can't remember how many likes I had, but I had a few likes, to go along with it. But I'm just appreciative of everybody in the chat room right now. I'm already, that came through. Houston, if you're out there, salute to you, sir. I appreciate your donations. I appreciate a lot of people. I appreciate Aaron Potter. Aaron Potter, I meant to mention you a long time ago. Salute. My first double-digit donation. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much, sir. But again, with these topics, I think they are just beautiful. They're beautiful, human, basic, beautiful stories. American stories. They're thoroughly American stories. Completely American stories. They seem to be in line with what we are as a nation, or what we should be. To never cower. If you think that these Marines cowered or were cowards, then you don't know what it's like to be within a group of 40 people going against you and 9 people actually literally stomping on you. So they did the best thing that they could do, and they just huddled and curled up in a fetal position. That's all they did. And the clerk, he grabbed and get the blammer, the ooh-wop, that wild thing. He let off 2 shots in the air. Let know, bang, bang. Coming to my store again, and you might get something in your ass. Pause. But But you know what I mean. You get some, you get work done. They have to patch you up. You know what it means. And what's going to happen? Well, some guys are going to come back with some assault rifles or something and come back with him when it gets a handgun. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And what are the Marines going to do? They're going to search out their 40 and their 9 direct attackers and try to go at them. Is that what they're going to do? What is up with that? What is the problem with that? How does that even begin to make any sense? It doesn't. That's why, I think the clerk and the Marines and the Marines at large, I think, they're going to change policies. They're going to show like Marines can maybe carry a firearm in the streets, Off-duty Marines can carry firearms. Now that would have probably suppressed the 40 people if they had just gripped up, didn't even brandish the gun. Just say, I got that hot thing, I got that wild thing, I got that ooh-wop, that blicky, that hammer, that'll make you act right, make you straighten. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. They just have to have the right attitude. These men had the right attitude. The 2 Marines and the clerk had the right attitude for dealing with these miscreants, these brutes, these low-life scum who didn't know what they were dealing with. They didn't know what day was which. They found the right day. They found the right ones. They really did. Especially the clerk. They found the right one. He wasn't playing around. He said, let me get this handgun. Let me go out here, let these shots off, let these kids know I ain't for play. I ain't for playing around. I'm not about that. I'm not even close to being about that. So that's where we are right now. We're at a point in our history where we come out of the Memorial Day weekend and we have active duty Marines off duty, in their khakis and their button shirts and their collars and their tucked in pants, or their tucked in shirts into their pants. You have a clerk that is wearing a uniform for his work. That's where we are. We were at a point where we accost United States Marines and we threaten smart working clerks at the convenience store, and all they're trying to do is trying to have a good time or work and live their lives. That's all they were trying to do. And they lived. Again, I have to stress that so much. Nobody even got, not the aggressors, not the people that were faced with the aggression. Nobody got seriously injured whatsoever. Nobody. And that's a rarity, especially for the Graham Report. Somebody's probably going to get laid out. Somebody's going to die. It's good. It's not going to be pretty for somebody. Or, if they don't die, they're going to be messed up somehow. And you have the New York Post, they're quoting all the way from Pensacola, from California. They have the wherewithal to be heroes. These are heroes. People that have risked their lives to save themselves. That's a hero. Usually you're going to hear to save others. Yes, you can save others and be a hero, but you can save your own life and be a hero. And in part, the Marines saved each other's lives because they were stuck together. They're so close together. They didn't split up. And the clerk, he didn't brandish the gun at the customers or the patrons. He might have just shot into the ground. Sure, the bullet or the round might have bounced up and shot somebody or hit the gas tank or something awful could have happened. But it didn't. I see Silent Hassan. Hassan. Salute to you, sir. Salute. That's what it was. Courtney asked a beautiful question that I'm going to get to right now. Oh boy, I'm going to get to this right now. Isn't military service a form of altruism? It can be. According to what we have today, what the preachers say and the teachers say and the professors say, that's what it's all about. It's all about selflessness, unselfishness, and sacrifice. Doing for others over self. See, I never lived by that. Probably why I was kicked my butt outside of the Marine Corps. And they gave me a deposit every month. Because it was too crazy to have those ideals of selfishness, self-esteem, rational self-interest, as opposed to those ideals I just said before. And that just completely clashed with my whole psyche. And it literally drove me crazy. I was in a psych ward like it was like nobody's business. I was up in there waiting for, instructions, and you know what? You have bipolar disorder. I'm like, okay. And they're like, you're going to be on the TLDR list. TLDR is temporarily TDLR list, temporary disabled retirement. TDRL, temporary disabled retirement list. Have to get the whole words out. Okay. But no, to answer your question properly, it's not. It can be, but it's not. Military service is all about the self. If you save your buddies, I said this in the Memorial Day post, that if somebody drops if your opponent, your enemy drops a grenade, what do? That's the question. You don't have time to say, oh, well, I could probably do. No, there's no time to say, well, oh, maybe if that grenade's about to burst. What do? Do you kick it towards your Marines? Do you kick it towards your fellow service members? Or do you go up to it and smother it with your Kevlar, like Corporal Jason Dunham, the recipient of the Medal of Honor? And they say that was a selfless act. That was an unselfish act. That was an act of sacrifice. None of this is true. It was the most selfish, rational, self-interested thing he could possibly do. He died from brain injuries 8 days later after being in a coma. And he was honored he was awarded the Medal of Honor because of it. And so many others, thousands, tens of thousands, have not for the Medal of Honor, but tens of thousands of people who have received other decorations, such as the Navy Cross, which is the second highest medal you can earn in the military, in the Marine Corps, and the Navy. Here's another thought from Courtney W. Thank you so much for chiming in and buzzing in. I appreciate it. But the very idea of the military to serve and to protect the interests of others. No, it's not to protect the interests of others. And that's how they catch you anyway. My recruiter didn't say, you know what, you're going to come in the Marine Corps, you're going to serve and protect the interests of others. No, it's like, hey, here's a job you can have. Here's the money you're going to have. Here's the places you'll see. It's all about the self. And that continued. Like I said, my recruiter did not lie to me. Everything he said was the truth. Everything. They bait you, and then they switch it. It's bait and switch. They bait you with the, oh, you're going to get this many dollars, and you're going to have this job, and you're going to have, you're going to see the world and go all over the place. And then they say, okay, you get the military basic training. Okay, now it's all about self-sacrifice, selflessness and unselfishness, and that same tired line, those same trite, that same trite, that's those same well-worn bromides that are not true. They're not like cliches. Cliches are overused, but they're true at least. Bromides are just hollow. Platitudes are just dry and don't have any substance. It's completely selfish to join the Marine Corps and other services. Courtney does have another point. Well, of course, the recruiter has to appeal to your needs. However, the larger scope is to protect the political and geographical interests. Well, who are the political and geographical interests? Aren't they individuals? How are they not selfish? Aren't they selfish for being protected? The political and geographical interests, whoever they might be, wherever individuals they are, aren't they selfish too? Aren't they self-interested? I ask you, Courtney. I think you're the only one in the room right now. I'm about to wrap up. I'm over my hour limit, but I appreciate the conversation. I really do. But I've had a good amount of concurrence, and the numbers are still going up. I appreciate that. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Like I said, I got my notes. You can see them. It's wonderful. When you really break down the fact that, selfishness is not the evil way we portray that today. It's not the insult that people toss around. It's not the cute little, oh, I'm selfish. Isn't everybody selfish? It's not anything like that. Hey, Courtney W., you're saying it would be great to see me on different commentary on other platforms. Let the other platforms know, hey, there's this guy. He's trying to get his weight up. Let him know, what can be done. Put me on those other platforms. This is all in your hands. $0 of the $100 has been raised today. That's a bit of a problem. I might have to lower my standards a bit, but I'm gonna stay at the $100 goal for at least a week. I appreciate every dollar I do receive. I'll take the ones because they're better than the nuns. I learned that from Sinful the Pimp. He was a real man. He was a gentleman and a gentleman of leisure. Yeah, I went from 10 to 100 because you helped me surpass $10. I went over $10. So I said, hey, maybe I can get $100. I'll see. And emoji, of course. People love the emojis. And I'm not really mad at Courtney because she's a female. She's got the smiley faces after all of her phrases kind of thing going on. So I'm not too mad at her. But the guys, it's like, Okay, you can do the emojis. That's cool. Do what you got to do. But I don't know. I just don't like the emojis. But hey, I had a great time with you all. Thank you very much. I'm going to run down the list. What we had? We had Christopher Perkins, Mo Dumpin, Main TV, GG, Gil Prince, and Courtney W. Salute to you all. I appreciate everybody's attentiveness and support. So I'm saying, remember the Marines and remember the Clerk. They're all heroes in my book. And I thank you very much for watching. Take care.